Hey there, I'm Jenna from CoSchedule, and in this course, we are going to start talking about how to get started with CoSchedule if you are a member of a marketing team. And what we mean by member of a marketing team are graphic designers, social media strategists, blog writers, content marketers, basically anybody on the team who is going to be executing their daily work within CoSchedule. In this lesson, you should learn what CoSchedule is, why your team is using CoSchedule, and how CoSchedule can help solve some common marketing problems. Let's start off by talking about what CoSchedule is. CoSchedule is a family of agile marketing products that will help you organize your content marketing, social media marketing, all your work and tasks, as well as your assets, all in one place. Now, you might be wondering why your team is adding another tool to the tool stack. You probably have been using a different project management platform or have some experience with a different project management tool in the past. So why is CoSchedule different? The short answer? CoSchedule is going to help you spend less time on the unproductive parts of your job so you can spend more time actually creating work. The long answer is that more is being expected of you recently. More marketing materials, more graphics, more ads, more blog posts, more everything. But the problem is, your organization isn't adding more marketing staff. So what does that mean? Simple. You've got to do more work in the same amount of time. But how does that happen? Well, that's less simple. You essentially have two choices. Reprioritize your work schedule to handle these new tasks, or you have to work longer hours. CoSchedule is going to help you spend less time on the non-productive things like meetings, emails, gathering data, and dealing with spreadsheets. You only have a limited number of work hours in your day. With CoSchedule, you can spend less time on unproductive things, so you have more time to actually work, which means you can accomplish more in less time. Interestingly enough, the average worker using CoSchedule has decreased their time spent in meetings and on unproductive tasks by 18%. This essentially means that you have an entire day every week to spend more time doing the productive things that matter most in your job. CoSchedule helps you solve common marketing problems in 4 ways. CoSchedule helps put an end to unpleasant fire drills, unnecessary meetings, unclear expectations, and unrealistic deadlines. We are going to dive into each one of those and how CoSchedule can help you. The first thing that CoSchedule does is puts an end to last-minute fire drills. Now, what we mean by this is tasks are dropped at you in the last minute. You didn't know it was coming, and you end up having to stay late in order to launch these projects. CoSchedule helps put an end to that by clarifying workflows and project to-do lists, so everybody knows when something is due and who is responsible for it. It also improves communication between team members, so your manager always knows what you're working on and when it's due, so you don't have last-minute surprises get dropped on you. CoSchedule also helps put an end to status update meetings. It reduces the need for this in 3 ways. Team members can always see when their tasks are due. Task approvals keep managers in the know and stop bottlenecks from forming. So when you complete a task and it has to be approved, your manager actually gets a notification that it's time for them to go in and review that task. Progress can also be shared with stakeholders directly in CoSchedule, so you can create a read-only view to share with outside members of your team, and that means that you do not have to sit in a status meeting in order to update them on how this project is going and where it is at in the workflow. Sometimes your manager will give you unrealistic deadlines, which means they don't know a lot of what you have on your plate. What CoSchedule does is increases that transparency and visibility for your manager into your daily task workload. So when your boss knows exactly what you're working on, you're never overextended or underutilized. This means that you're less likely to get something dropped on your plate and feel like you're way too overwhelmed with tasks. CoSchedule also helps clarify expectations so you can get to work. CoSchedule serves as a central hub for all your projects, so you know exactly what your role is, when your tasks are due, and why the project is needed in the first place. Sometimes, if you're a graphic designer, for instance, a project gets dropped on you and you don't really know what the goals are. you haven't been kept in the loop about why the project is even happening. CoSchedule helps create a backlog of all the discussions and conversations, making it easy for you to pop into the project, complete your work, and then go about your day. I'm going to pop over into the CoSchedule calendar to show you a little bit about how this all works together. So here's a visualization of what the marketing calendar looks like in CoSchedule. You can see all the projects that are going on, who was responsible for them, and a task completion percentage. If we open up one of these projects, you will see the workflow on the side, who is responsible for it, and when it's due. You'll also see a discussion area where you'll be able to see all the conversation and backlogs about what is going on with this project. This helps cut down on status update meetings. If we click on it here and go over to our home dashboard, you will be able to see all your upcoming tasks, as well as an area for notifications and recent happenings. So you'll be able to stay up to date on everything that's happening in CoSchedule. All right, that completes our very first lesson of getting started with CoSchedule. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about how to make yourself at home in CoSchedule, basically how to navigate around the CoSchedule calendar in order to complete your daily tasks.